Happy 5-5 Collective. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've done a long form video for the YouTube Collective. And yeah, well, welcome back. So, what we're going to do is today, I'm going to channel some messages. I'm going to pull some cards and see what energy is coming through in this now. Yet, right off of the rip, some of the things that Spirit has kind of been bringing up and repeating as far as themes and energies coming into today and this reading. I don't know about, of course, this is a timeless reading whenever this finds you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There was a Scorpio full moon days ago, like last week, and the time around that full moon, for me and a lot of other people I was tuning in with and checking in with, there were essentially, it almost felt as if there was not only stepping further into the newer version of self, the newer, chosen, more aligned, higher vibrational, more fulfilled identity. During that full moon, I felt the energy of like that grieving, that mourning, that holding space for the emotions and feelings that may have either been underdealt with or not dealt with in the past. Basically, stuff that was deep and beneath the surface coming up for release, for purging, for transmutation, so that we can step into our newer identity essentially more fully, without baggage, without unnecessary density, without unnecessary weight. And now with this 5-5 portal coming through, I feel as though this is the invitation to kind of take more aligned and inspired actions in alignment with that newer identity of transition, and basically allowing yourself to move forward without that weight, without that density, like making lighter decisions is what I'm feeling. Now, lighter doesn't mean not allowing it to have great depth, great meaning, or great significance. No. What I'm feeling I'm feeling lighter as in this, your lighter spirit, your lighter heart. It's this idea of not going into decisions and going into this new identity and this new chapter, like projecting and assuming and making everything difficult by default, making everything a challenge by default. There's something about a real mindset and heart set calibration and activation going on where you are being invited and guided to move forward and essentially go into things expecting better. Like, I feel as though, while yes, it's good to have quote unquote no expectations, you know, there is something about energetically expecting things in general, expecting things to be good, to be great, to be amazing in your life, and having that as your dominant like frequency, your dominant expectation relationship with the world and the environment, versus moving forward always in defense mode, or always feeling like, when is the shoe gonna drop, or what's the catch, or what's the issue. This is by no means meant to say abandon your discernment, abandon your awareness, abandon healthy caution when warranted. Absolutely not. What I am getting though is being very real with ourselves of, are we moving forward from this place of faith, more or less assuming and expecting that things really are better, and they are getting better and better. There's something about where I feel as though Spirit, through this reading, through this transmission, and this 5-5 portal, is wanting us to really commit. It's this invitation to commit to living our lives better, expecting our lives to be lived better, expecting the universe to continue showing us better and better, and not only showing us, but giving it to us, allowing us to embody and experience it. And there's something where it's like, if that is what you want to experience, if that is what you want to receive, if that is what you want to live, this moment in this now, this transmission, if you're still rocking with me, this is the wake-up call. This is the invitation. This is the notification that, hey, we need you to honestly keep it more optimistic and hopeful. We need more awareness around cynicism and pessimism that preemptively closes doors or strikes down blessings and opportunities from that place, from that. There's something about where it's like, be very mindful about cynicism and pessimism coming online and being deceived, whether externally or internally, being deceived into thinking like that behavior, that energy is actually protecting you or actually in your highest and greatest good. Like what I'm getting for some is like, this is a wake up call, like 5-5, I'm getting like lightning strike. Like just clear it out, zap it out, is like an invitation to zap out pessimism and cynicism that's obsolete and is honestly detrimental to your fulfillment, detrimental to you really like living the life of confidence and faith that you want, that you claim. Because if you're here and you're still rocking with this message is likely for you. Of course, take what resonates, leave what doesn't into general. If you want a personal reading, use the links down below. Get on my website, iamdivine.com. You can book a reading, things of that nature. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So 5-5 energy is basically like coming through saying, we've got blessings for you. We've got the good, yum, yum, wow's life ahead of you and for you, stepping into it now through this portal. But we need you to let go of pessimism and cynicism that no longer serves you. And especially getting rid of pessimism and cynicism that is not yours. Pessimism and cynicism that was externally introduced, whether that comes from familial programming and childhood experiences, as well as from maybe more recent traumas, disappointments, betrayals, and or hurts with people and characters in your life in the last several years, whatever cycle that is really closing out, that's really ending right now. There's something about where, like, I feel like this 5-5 portal, this energy, thank you, Spirit, because I was also guided to get the Atlantis Oracle for this, like a real higher activation, like this real return to unity consciousness. And I don't know, I'm feeling like more aligned, more powerful. Because this Atlantis energy, these Atlanteans, you know, they were having full lives. They were doing things, they were co-creating, they were making things, they were inventing technology, mysticism, magic. Like, they were doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as if being happy and in unity consciousness and loving consciousness robbed them of uniqueness or robbed them of like individuality. Quite the contrary. I think they found ways to embrace all of that in manners that were also like harmonious, you know, and collectively advantageous. It's like by allowing everybody to be their fullest, most authentic selves and thus their best selves, we are all circulating the resources for the best. And when there is like a quote unquote challenge and or question, we're coming together, pooling these talents to kind of like get the answer or get the alternative or render a solution, whatever it may be. So for any of y'all who are having Atlantis vibes, Atlantis synchronicities is a big confirmation for you. Either way, this is about embracing love and unity consciousness while understanding you get to do that with your full charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Like, you can do it as your full individual self, and we are asking you to. However, it's like, you're not going to be able to really do that if you're bringing in all of this cynical baggage from the last age, the last epic, the last version of your life. It's like, do not be wanting, like, basically what I'm getting is like this 5-5 energy, this Atlantis energy is trying to help us step into a newer, it's like reclaim from the past, bring the best forward, while also understanding we're not going back to the past to repeat what we've already done. We're innovating and we're bringing the best forward while also applying it to this now, to the age and circumstances we're in. That is the alchemy of the moment. And in the moment, you are the moment. In this moment, like, the Atlanteans are coming through saying, hey, we want you living your best life. We're aligning you with the right people, but you cannot be bringing this baggage from the dark ages and the dark nights of the soul forward. We need you to honestly be more happy, more joyful, be more willing to laugh and smile. And if you're not ready for that, if you're not about that life, if that's not really resonating with you right now, then maybe it isn't for you. Maybe this isn't your time to get on the golden age train. Maybe this isn't the time for you to use your golden ticket, and that is okay. We all have our time. We all have our moments. However, what I'm getting in this wake up call and this reading is like we need to be more diligent about and discerning and rooting out where is cynicism, pessimism, and unhealthy, unhelpful negativity seeking to linger in the corners of our lives, our environments, and our relationships. And we need to root that out. We need to decrease our accessing and engagement with those frequencies and those behaviors and mindsets. And I'm being guided to say celebrate more, play more, be more festive. I'm getting a lot of like holiday energy. I'm getting a lot of like gathering joyfully type vibes. So thank you, Spirit. I'm going to pull some cards, but this is what's coming through. So comment down below, like, let me know if any of this is already resonating with y'all. Like, it's not like you're limited to one comment, and I'm curious to see who's out there and confirmation, who's out there, who's resonating, who's receiving this message. So please and thank you, Atlanteans. Thank you, Holiest Spirit. Thank you, Holiest Team and Tribe, for blessing us with this collective channel thus far. May we have some cards to help bring this message further down, to provide more clarity and more elaboration for the collective. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Ooh, yes. See, I knew there was lightning energy. I was calling it in. It's striking. It's cutting it. It's that sword, this justice coming through. Like, I know this is justice in this deck. Truth prevails in the end. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm feeling the current. And that came out after the third eye. My psychic senses remember the way. And then we got Athena. Your superheroic odyssey is admired. I love this. So many signs and symbols here about really practicing our discernment, using our intuition, eyes wide open, clocking things in the peripheral vision, you know, understanding, overstanding, let alone understanding. Like, I need you to continue to not sleep on your senses, on your discernment, and doubting yourself or putting yourself down or putting yourself behind someone else. Someone else's intuition, someone else's beliefs. The data and intuitive stuff that you get in your downloads are sacredly and uniquely yours. And while it's awesome to have external affirmation, validation, and, you know, shared feelings, that doesn't happen all of the time. And when you're not getting that external like sameness or validation, that is not an invitation to automatically invalidate yourself and your direct connection with your spirit and your guide. Because sometimes you're gonna get a vibe where something in a situation really is not for you, whereas someone else that you like and you connect with, that situation is for them, and it's not a problem. It's not like either one of y'all are wrong. It's like that person, their path and their soul, they have that agreement to maybe go into that situation, and they need to go and get that activation and or that lesson, that medicine, whatever it is through that experience, whereas you don't have to. You don't necessarily need to be going where everyone else is going, even if you like or love them. There are times where we are meant to walk absolutely side by side, hand in hand, going through the same things with people, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But there's other times, many times, where we're in our own lane, someone else is in their own lane, and I'll see you when I see you. I'll vibe when it aligns. But I'm not going down that path. I don't need to go that way again. My soul already got what it needed to. So I love you, I'll support you, but I'm not going to do that because my body, mind, soul, emotion, and spirit are telling me, that's not for me. Not right now. Cut it out. So with this being said, especially with this super heroic odyssey, this Athena energy and this sword of justice and the psychic senses, like I'm getting so much of this, not only self-love but and self-embodiment, but really self-trust and confidence to continue going your own way. Like I'm hearing, and there's the birds. What is that song? The Fleetwood Mac song. You can go your own way. Like, I know there's drama behind that song, whatever, but just the baseline invitation of you can go your own way. Remember that. Believe it. And do it. It's not to say you going your own way won't have times where your way overlaps with another's in a way that's harmonious and you go forward together. Yet the goal is, even when we harmoniously link up with somebody and then it's time to like diverge or disconnect in that fashion, it doesn't mean something is wrong or there's a failure per se. That can happen, but also we can look at it as like, that's what it needed to be for a certain season and cycle, and now we are in a different season and cycle. And that's what's happening. And 5-5 energy often has like lightning bolt, tower vibes. Doesn't always have to be negative, by the way, because tower energy is about sudden changes, revelations that hit and connect at a foundational and core level. That does not always mean, though, that it has to be like trauma or negative. It can be if that's what needs to happen, but not only. I really want to be very discerning out here and really like pause and kind of disrupt patterns that require all change to come in the forms of trauma and or pain. That is not the only vehicle, or those are not the only vehicles and experiences for evolution, change, and transformation. While it is very common, while it is very common, it is not the only way, and I want to remind you of that, which is why Spirit also had you doing a lot of that cynicism and negativity and pessimism purge, as I was channeling in the beginning, because it's like they want to invite you making more changes from a place of what I feel is like pleasantness, from more peaceful self-awareness, from more tranquil observations, from being able to even making more decisions, even if it's from mild discomfort, is doing it from mild discomfort versus outward pain. There's something about in this life and moving forward as yourself, as the unique being that you are, like you've done a lot of dark night of the soul work. Like you've done a lot of heavy and like painful tower moments work in your life and in this recent cycle that's come to a close. So now moving forward, Spirit is saying, it's like, because I keep coming back to that golden age energy with this Atlantis vibe and believing in that, it's like you're being asked to move forward where you've more or less hardwired and really accepted and chosen to believe in like things really are better. Life really is better. Life is already more positive. Life is already more fun. Life is already more joyful. There's like, I'm really feeling guided to say, we're not in this mindset. We're not in this place. We're not in this position where it's like, oh, when I get there, I'm going to be happy. Or when I get then, I'm going to be feeling more positive or fulfilled. It's like, no, you're already then. Then is already now. There is already here. So live like it. Be about it. Be about it until a negative circumstances shows or proves you otherwise. And then when that happens, transmute and activate your alchemy and do what you need to do to get back into your peace, into your bliss. For this collective, and it doesn't surprise me because with YouTube, this is where I have more time to really riff and get in depth. Like, I'm using my Atlantis deck for a reason. I'm called to the alchemy for a reason. Who was that on the bottom of the deck? Was that the hurt? See, what do I say? Pass through past pain. Pass through past pain. Alliteration for your nerve. Like you have, like, I feel like this is the affirmation on top of the shadow, spark of the dark. Like, you've legit done the shadow work. You've done a lot of navigating the darkness, like the dark nights of the soul, the heaviness. And just because you are an energy worker, you're a shadow worker, you're a darkness transmuter, you're an illuminator, you're an alchemist. You've also developed sophistication to not even have like basic, like binary light versus dark. Like you understand it's not that simple. And you even also hold space for like darkness in and of itself is like the void of everything and nothing, all that is. And darkness literally has good in it in addition to not good. Darkness holds it all. And from that darkness comes the light. From that darkness comes the shadow and everything in between. And there's a layer and level of, I want to say, belief that you have unlocked and chosen for yourself where you hold space for these things. And you more or less have reached a place where it's like your belief system and your compassion has really grown and expanded so much where while you believe in accountability and you can hold people accountable, there's something about less judgment, less black and white approaches to things, and with this awareness, with this like more compassionate perspective, there's also less desire to continue like judging, prolonging judgment, prolonging negativity for yourself, let alone for others about certain past behaviors, past decisions, past actions. It's kind of like you're at a point where you understand it's like, okay, people have lessons to learn. And if they learn the lesson, they repent, they make amends, they perform repair, perform restoration. Like basically, they do what they can to kind of like learn and do the right thing. Whether that's apologize, whether that's to abandon a certain behavior, not do it again, whatever it may be. But basically, to make things better and right moving forward, it's like you understand there's so much nuance to that. Let alone you've gone through so much of that yourself that now like it's just this vibe where you're not judging yourself or others the same way. It's like you're beyond this. You're able to be more lighthearted about things. Like you're able to kind of be like, well, that's the way life goes. That's the way love goes. Like it is what it is. And mess is a part of life. This is a part of the world that we live in and with a lot of dominant programs. So to expect perfection or to expect people to not make mistakes or to expect people to only make little mistakes or tiny errors is just ridiculous. It's like you have clocked so many different variables of messiness in this world, in this society, in this experiment, in this matrix, that it's like now you understand and you have accepted that like true positivity, healthy love, compassion, like the virtues and values that go with abundance that you really want in your life, you get it. Like this is about making just as many like micro and simple decisions and embodiments of it as it is for the more macro and bigger level of things. And you're not staying caught up in the traps of pettiness and ongoing judgment and putting yourself in positions to like try and punish or castigate people from a place on high as if you are in the authority to judge. It's like and you're not letting others do that to you either. It's like while you are sitting on your throne respectfully, you are not putting yourself up on a problematic pedestal, nor are you allowing people who put themselves on problematic pedestals to even try you or hold sway in your life. So continue to like honor the liberated autonomy and sovereignty you've unlocked, and Spirit wants to make sure that you're enjoying that you are experiencing it playfully, that it's not just a place where you're like defending it and holding on to it. It's like, no, you're living freely. You're living as if, and it's like, if and when someone tries it, then you have the truth. You have the illumination to cut through that. And you do so with compassion and consideration. But I'm also getting an energy of tolerating no nonsense, not allowing anyone to speak over you or override your truth, override your story, override your realness. You are in full ownership of your odyssey, your unique soul adventure, let alone your intuitive gifts. And you really have passed beyond your pain. You have transmuted it and you understand how to embrace the times where you have to shapeshift and be more like the Black Panther, the Black Leopard, and navigating like the lower realms of self, let alone when you're in the more middle world and you're most human, and then also tapping into your highest and holiest realms and more angelic parts of self. You understand you are a beautiful amalgamation of so many different universal aspects of yourself, and you are about embracing your magic. Your guides have recognized it. It's like everybody's aware, everybody knows it. It's like, when I quote that Beyonce line from, I forget what song it was / which poem it was back in the Lemonade era, the Lemonade album, but she's like, why can't you see me? Why can't you see me? Why can't you see me? Everybody else can. And the thing is, it's like, you have gone through a lot of experience of noticing all of people like seeing you, for better and for worse, but seeing all these people seeing you, and now you have really embraced seeing yourself in your fullness, in your realness, in addition to seeing yourself in the most loving and best light, as well as in the most loving and best darkness, depending on the moment and context. And in that restored intimacy and intimate connection and loving connection you have with yourself, you are now renewed, and you are now, I'm going to dare say it in a loving way. This is for my people who really accept like calling and duty in your life. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You have pretty much accepted that you are now expected to show up as who you are and how you've chosen to be, to remain being a leader. That doesn't mean you don't get time off. That doesn't mean you don't get breaks. That doesn't mean there aren't specific circumstances in which you get to follow and be guided, of course. But I'm talking about in the sense of you are so much more secure with yourself, who you are, your boundaries, what do you want out of life, what do you desire out of life, and what you're here to do, as well as also, even if you don't have all the specifics, because spoiler alert, all of this can change and evolve over time. The goal is not to get to some static thing forever. There's seasons and cycles for everything. Yet for this season and cycle, you have pretty much arrived. And so enjoy it, own it, slay it. Let's get some tarot to bring this down to earth, please and thank you. I want to land this. Please and thank you, Holiest Spirit, team and tribe. Two of Ariel, Two of Pentacles. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. I really feel like it's that element of making work fun and balancing and harmonizing your priorities is what I'm getting with this card. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Two of Cups, Two of Raphael. Two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits. Don't give up on those you love. So 2-2, repeating twos. And then what else do we have? Give me one more, please, and thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for speaking with us in this now. Please give 1 to 2 more tarot. And then we have the Six of Swords with Michael. It's the light with the Six of the Lovers. You have repeating two, so 2-2 and 6-6, bottom of the deck with the Lovers. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. With around the corner is the Decision card, 15, which would also break down to a 6, so 666. Synchronistically enough, this would be the Devil card in the conventional tarot. We need not be scared. We need not be scared. 666 is not a negative number that's been popularized. I mean, people can use it negatively, but they don't own that vibration. They don't own the vibration of the numbers. They don't own the vibration of the higher universal, like sacred vibrations in geometry, and 6 being a number of harmony, balance, and peace. Claiming it. This around the corner. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox. Unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. See? It's like, and this is about birds breaking free of the cage. I feel like you're already free. You've already broken out of the bird cage. I think this is more so a heads up that it's like, because this would be after that Six of Swords, that Six of Michael, which says the calm after the storm. Calmer waters, peaceful waters, reaching the other side of things. So this is letting me know, really, this is more so a heads up that the only thing that will really hold you back is literally you keeping yourself in a cage, you keeping yourself in a prison, you keeping yourself in an environment, situation, context, and or relationship that does not serve you. You know it does not serve you. You know it clips your wings. You know it doesn't give you life. You know it doesn't give you growth. Like, you know. You feel, you know. This is not something I'm feeling like where... Now, I'm not saying there may not be some trickery energies trying to, like, slide past the gate or slide past your boundaries as if they're going to, like, charm you or do, you know, what the devilish tricks do. But the thing is like, you're so aligned, anointed, and on. Like, I'm feeling that Athena energy, like, with the discernment and the owl. It's like, they're not getting past you. It's like, if there's a rat rodent trying to, like slime its way in from that devilish energy, like that owl of protection is going to swoop down, scoop that rat up with the quickness, bite its head off, spit it out, and then just like throw it on the fire and then eat that up like a protein. Like, it is just going to be like, oh, okay, you're going to send this little creature of darkness my way. Well, I'm going to neutralize it, and then I'm going to cook it up, and I'm going to transmute it, and I'm going to get that protein. I'm going to get that value out of it. You want to send me that stuff? I'm going to eat it up like food. So this is like for people, especially if you ward your name, if you ward your space, ward your profiles. This could be a invitation or synchronicity to do some warding again or re-up your wards. Or maybe do a new ward, expanding it. But either way, it's like, so if people, like, I'm getting this real energy where it's like, okay, if people want to send some stuff our way, not only will the universe clap them, and they are going to get clapped for doing anything shady, you're also like, if something gets into your garden or past your fence, like I said, you and your protective, you know, allies, whether it's that owl or this black kitty cat, they're going to pounce, they're going to get that creature, and they're going to feed on it too. And they're going to like transmute it, and they're going to get energy, and they're going to use that as fuel and strength and power. So it's like, trust and believe that anything sent your way, it already has been, but now I'm very consciously like reminding you and telling you that any type of stuff that is coming your way and around this time that is seeking to try you or throw you off, once you clock it, I want you to be like, yum, 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 yum. Delicioso, like backpack, mochila, mochila. Like, eat it up. Be like, yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. Like, feed me, ho. Like, I'm going to take that energy. I'm gonna take and transmute that energy. So it's like, you wanna keep sending stuff my way? Okay, keep building my success, hater. Keep building my platform. Keep building my relevance. You wanna see me fail? Then I suggest you stop tuning in. Actually, you won't see me fail because it ain't gonna happen. But it's like, if you really don't want to support me, stop giving me your attention, energy, and focus. Unfollow, block me, unsubscribe, get off of this platform right now. Because I'm telling you right now, you are not going to see me fail. You may see me have some failures. You may see me have some stumbles. You may see about some dark nights of the soul. However, you will not see me lose. You will continue to see me rise. And every time you look at me, every time you want to do something or send a little thought form or energy or whatever my way, my guide, yum, 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 eating it up, transmuting it, baby. So I suggest you step off if you don't want to get stepped on, energetically speaking. So that was a word for somebody. That was an invitation to embrace that energy, because this is about embracing, like this one said, unnecessary worry based on a lack of confidence. You have the confidence. You're in the energy. You're in your power. I'm hearing like, yeah, what is it? Yeah, baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire, your desire. Like really being in that strong God, goddess, divine, confident energy, archetype, like being in yourself, knowing your power. And I'm just feeling this energy like, it's done. Now, so with the lovers at the bottom of the deck and then that Two of Cups there, basically here's the tea, what I'm getting with the situation, in addition to what I just channeled about all that energy. You are moving forward into more and more aligned soul connections and relationships. You're meant to be connecting with the right peoples. And I was saying something about people earlier in this reading. So either way, this is letting me know your soul and your spirit team and guides, as well as Michael on the boat, they are guiding you to the aligned relationships for you in this season, ones that are quite fulfilling and loving. If you've been wanting romance in particular and intimacy of that nature, this is a very strong confirmation and affirmation for those of you who have been putting it out there. Now, this is general reading. If you want personal, book it down below. Don't force the fit. However, also what I'm getting though is for those of you who want this, don't be like, I say this with love, don't be having a foot in and out. Like, don't be half claiming your desire. Don't be one of them people where it's like, oh, I really, really want a partner. I want all of this. But then you're still putting out the frequency where it's like, oh, but all people are trash. All dudes are trash. All of this, all of that. Like, I need you to be mindful of like what mindsets you're in and are you programming and energizing contradictions and invalidations in your own desire, in your own energy field, or not? It's not so you can't be frustrated by effery and foolery in this world. I'm not asking you to turn a blind eye to trash. Quite the opposite. However, I want to invite you and caution against programming in absolutes in your reality that then violate or invalidate the desires. So if you say all of this is bad, yet you want some of that, if you want some of this, but then you're saying all of this is bad, you have now put all of them in a spoiled bunch, so to speak. So clock yourself and stop blocking your desires. If you really want it, want it. Stop being half-assed about it. And I say that with love, but I'm just like, I'm getting this energy from someone's guide, some energy where it's like, we're over it. I'm over the nonsense. I'm over you canceling yourself out. I'm over you canceling out your joy before it can arrive. I'm over you canceling out your love before it can show up. I'm over you canceling like the goodness because of what has been bad and wicked. We need to stop uplifting the program that, because of the way in which mainstream society in the world has made focusing on the negative so abundant and easy, we need to stop letting the negative only be considered what is abundant, only letting the wickedness be considered what's abundant. Like I said, we are moving into golden age. You have stepped into a golden age timeline. You have stepped into a golden age energy. So I need you to act like it, believe in it, and only operate from that belief as best as you can, because of course we're going to have moments of being off. That's what it is. grace and space. I'm not asking for perfection. However, what I am asking and inviting is like, if you have transitioned and accepted that you are in this more peaceful, golden, abundant, aligned, blessed, and miraculous timeline that you are on, if that is your 5-5 decision / redecision, recommitment, then you need to sit there and clock yourself and be like, oh, I'm living in a golden age. Like, better people are finding me all the time. I'm in my golden era. I'm aligning with more and more community members with ease. I'm in my golden era. And when I find people that I'm not compatible with, I'm able to let go with love, grace, and compassion, wish them well in their journey, not be a hater, and also not need to make them a hater of my own. I'm in a golden age, so I'm not creating and casting every single circumstance, relationship, or thing happening in my life in a container of conflict and or confrontation. If and when that pops up quite specifically and rarely, I will deal with it then. But I'm not living in that reality and projecting or superimposing that on every single situation. Certainly not, especially when there is perhaps not a clear understanding in the moment. I'm not viewing those moments of not being connected as an aggressive disconnect. I'm viewing that as an opportunity to leverage curiosity and respectful and appropriate questions to seek greater understanding, understanding, collaboration, and connection so that we can move forward in a way that's aligned for whatever the task may be at hand or the conversation at hand. Stuff like this, really sitting in your power, really sitting on your throne and being so numb to the BS games of the Matrix and just not tolerating and playing like the petty reindeer games. Like you're not here for the playground, school ground BS. You've elevated, you've leveled up, and you're not entertaining it. So continue to give those people the chop as needed from your life, from your circle. Bless them up. I'm not saying you become a hater. It's just leave them behind with love and or decrease frequency with love and continue being around more and more of the souls that contribute to your joy, your peace, loving co-creation, like kindred spirits. You will feel this in your soul, in your heart. Listen, feel, tune in. Yes, there is still some juggling and harmonizing. I'm not even getting as much juggling as like, honestly, this is about harmonization. You have multiple priorities, you have multiple things going on, and yet Spirit is saying while you are working on your individual projects, continue to make time for your community, for your social life, for your interpersonal, interactive life and relationships, because if you do that, you are really arriving unto the peace and the loving environment that you want. A place and space where not only do you get to be a full and empowered, like individual main character hero in your own story, you're going to be with other heroes, other main characters, and you're also going to be able to deal with the NPCs, the non-player characters, with greater finesse and more wisdom. You know how there's times where it's like you're starting out, for my video game people, it's like when you're starting out a new game or you're in any new environment, new space, even in real life when you move into a town and it's like you're new and you're feeling like a very new player character and you're trying to figure out like what people's vibes are like, and you feel like they have a bit more advantage because they are of the land, or they know the lay of the land, they know the environment. But as you have gone through numerous quests, numerous missions in that environment, in that space, learning and knowing the characters, observing the behaviors and stuff like that, there's less and less of that like intimidation, or none of that intimidation factor, none of that like concern. And it's like you're at a place of mastery and you're able to navigate feeling pretty. It's like, you know where this shopkeeper is, you know where the blacksmith is, you know where the armorer is, you know where the potions master is, you know where the food place is. It's like, you know where to get all of these different things so that you can go about your mission and quest feeling well equipped, and really ready for the journey. Like, that's what I feel. I feel like I'm talking to a collective where you have realized, okay, I have been on many campaigns, many adventures. Like, while I will always be young and youthful at heart, I am not naive and playing that young ingenue role who doesn't know what's going on, is being taken advantage. It's like, absolutely not. It's like, I'm young, I'm youthful in my energy, but I'm also wise AF. I am a living ancestor. I am the boom boom gun. Like, that's what I'm really feeling. So let's get a card for the enchanted map to seal this in, please. And thank you, Holy Spirit, and direct our focus. Oh, wow. Thank you. So we have 3 coming out. We have Coming to Life, Bone Collector, and Details, with bottom of the deck being flying high, soaring. You see, look at that. Above a maze, flying high. You have really arisen and ascended and leveled up and out what has been the most recent trial in your life. Like, I'm getting trial, test, challenge. Like, that's what I'm getting with this maze / labyrinth energy. It was nothing like negative. Well, I shouldn't say that. it's more so like not negative from the universe, like as in like, oh, like we're doing this just to mess you up. Like, no. What I'm getting is more so like you got to the center of that maze, like you followed the quest, you did the quest, you did the mission. And you know how sometimes in some video games when you complete a mission, some of them will make you go like literally all the way back up and out the way you came, yet usually it's like when you get to after you defeat that final boss, there's a portal that will open up to like quickly teleport you back to town, or maybe they'll give you a scroll as an item to make it easier to go back so that you don't have to just go backwards and retrace all of your steps in an environment that you've already like looted and done the most with. This is what I'm getting. It's like you defeated a big boss battle, you have leveled up, you have ascended, you've raised your vibration wisdom, you've gotten new keys, tools, powers unlocked, and now you're flying high. It's like you have activated, you already earned and had your wings, but it's almost like you've reactivated, replenished, and recharged your wings, at least the wings that needed and necessary to rise above and get out of this trial and this density. It's like you did what you needed to turn off the gravity. Like you defeated that machine, so now that gravity, that weight of that situation and lesson has been negated, and it's no longer holding you down. And it was only really, it wasn't holding you down in a negative way as much as it was holding you down so that you could be at the gravity and density that was required for that challenge, so that you could go through the transmutation and the raising of that vibration and that alchemy. So once again, affirmation of your success and growth. Further affirm with this coming to life. Like you have really gone through, like you have risen back up, like you are new, you're in a new form, a new energy. You have come from being buried alive, you have come from a dark night of the soul, you have come up and out of the underworld, you have come up and out from the soil and reformed and reconstituted yourself newer, lighter and brighter, wiser, more capable and more powerful. And you did this because you choose to continue to honor your spark of life. It's because you chose to wake, like when you woke up the next day, you took that breath, and at some point you said, okay, well, I'm alive, I'm still here, and I'm going to keep going. And you've been doing this day by day, every day, step by step. Not every day looks the same, not every day feels the same, but either way, if you're receiving this transmission, you're still here, which is letting me know you're still about it. And now I talked about the living ancestor energy, and when I get the bone collected, this is an ancestor here, right in the middle. And she's got that wheel of time. And that time is on 10:10. I thought it was, but confirm me. It's 10:10 on the clock. Prosperity, abundance, and fulfillment. Your ancestors are here with you. And the ancestors, they have collected the bones from the monsters from all your lineage, let alone that you've slain. It's like the collection of the bones, the trophies, the rewards, the materials from that which you've slain, which you have dealt with. Your ancestors, they've gathered it. You've gathered it as well with your highest and holiest self that sits with them. But basically, I'm getting like, even because there's a whole desert background behind her, but it's like in the midst of what has been more of a desert, a wilderness, a rough period of life in your spiritual journey, is God, Goddess, Source has always given you enough to sustain yourself and keep you going. And there's something about where it's like, this work that you've done has really done a lot for your lineage and your bloodline and your ancestral line and power. And they're basically here confirming like, hey, your victory is basically at hand. A big celebration is here at hand. And it's like more or less the things that you've been defeating, like what you've defeated, those carcasses, it's like energetically, your guides, they have taken all the energy, like they've been a part of that. Thank you, Spirit. It's like, remember what I was channeling earlier when I talked about like the whole, the rat, the rodent, and the owl protecting you, feeding upon it, getting the protein out of it, like transmuting the energy and using it for new forms, new power. I feel like that's what both your highest self as well as your ancestors, your guides, your support team have really been doing in the other realms. Like they have really been taking the beasts and challenges that you have slain, and they have been making sure like that wisdom and those benefits, those nutrients are being encoded, they're being shared, and they're being written into your DNA. They're being written into your ancestral and lineage and line, so that also that for whoever comes after you, they can inherit this wisdom. Like it's within, it's locked within. It's like your soul, if you're coming back, doesn't have to go through it again, let alone those who come behind you. Or at the very least, even if they do go through similar challenges, they're going to benefit from the wisdom and tools that you have now locked in and secured in your bloodline. In addition to the beasts that you slain that have been haunting or plaguing your bloodline for a while. And I keep getting this energy of like, if you're feeling called to, especially, I keep getting bone broth, bone broth, bone broth as well. So if you've been called to drink or have any soups with like bone broth, any pho, any beef stews, anything like that in particular, this is going to be a big sign in synchronicity. Like I'm definitely getting soups and stews with like that bone broth energy. Also, if you've been feeling like you do want or need some more physical healing in this time, this is an affirmation from the grandmotherly spirits. Especially get some bone broth in your diet. It will do wonders for you and your healing in this now. And then last but certainly not least, we have 43 with details, details. We see a whole bunch of books, journals, magnifying glass, a compass, and we even see the magnifying glass highlighting the word clarity with details, details. So what I'm getting is give yourself time and space to what I'm getting is like there's something about where you're going to either through journaling and writing processes and or through reviewing old journals or notes, some form of like dealing with like writing books and research slash reflection, you're going to stumble upon clarity you seek, or there's going to be some ideas or something's going to be revealed. Um, I'm also getting the energy, honestly, where it's like with this success and this abundance and what you're stepping into is give yourself the time and space to read over the details of any and everything. Like if there are contracts, things in writing, deals, agreements, treaties, alliances, anything of that nature, I really want to highlight, take the moment to read through it completely. I'm not getting that in the sense of it's not like I'm feeling something scammy or shady coming up. Now, once again, general collective reading, so use your discernment. If you want a personal, go down there or go to iamdildivine.com to book me. What I am getting though is like they want you reading over everything because they want to make sure that something is really designed and co-created where your full voice and your full character is taken into account, slash the fullness of who you are is taken into account. And it really, and also so that you are not bound to something that really does not resonate or is out of alignment. Like Spirit doesn't want you signing or rushing into something that could be like flipped or manipulated against you, and or exploitation type vibes. It's not to say that the other parties would do this intentionally. Like not everyone who asks for a lot is doing so with a negative intention, right? Like sometimes people ask us of things because they view us as very capable, they view us as very talented, and so they're making that ask out of recognition from that. And it's on us to advocate and show up for ourselves and kind of say, here's my capacity, here are my boundaries, here's my limits, here's what I can agree to, here's what I can't, here's my compromise or agreement versus not, stuff like that. So I really want to invite you to be, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, checking for details. And for some of you, I feel like you're going to stumble upon something or reconnect with like an old journal or old idea or some kind of like old project or old plan, like something that you already conceived of in the past, like a different idea or offering something or project, something creative, something you wanted to do in the past, and or a tweak to something you're doing or an expansion to something you're doing that you've already more or less channeled or conceived of in the past, but maybe it wasn't the right moment or time to birth it or see it through. I am feeling like that's also going to be coming back and coming around. Like basically, there's going to be some kind of situation that it's like, you're going to be like, oh wow, I've already thought this through before, or I've done a version of this before, or I've written a version of this before, I've already like conceived this idea before, or I've conceived a version of this idea before, so that when something comes up that's like quote unquote like a newer opportunity, what I'm getting is like you're gonna feel like you don't have to start or do something from like complete scratch. Like basically you're gonna realize like a previous version of yourself has set you up for like an easier time right now. Like you pretty much have a launch pad moment, a launch pad for success versus having to create the launch pad itself is what I'm getting. So yay for you. Like cheers and props to previous versions of you, yet alone the present version of you, and let alone the version of you that you're stepping more into. So it's like really give yourself credit, honor yourself, continue moving forward with these creative projects, like where you've been guided to go. And honestly, like no settling for less, like no allowing yourself to be played. Yeah, that's what I'm really getting. We're gonna leave that there. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Collective. Comment down below and let me know if any of this is resonating with y'all when it finds you. And let me know which part. Let me know which card stuck out with you. And so yeah, leave me a comment, engage. Let me know. And please be sure to like and share this as well as subscribe. That's a really free energy exchange way to help support my growth and the channeling of these messages. And as always, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, the links are down below. IamDillDivine.com. It would be an honor to serve you. Otherwise, I'm so glad you received this collective reading. I'm glad that you're practicing your autonomy and taking what resonates, leave it, what doesn't. And honestly, congratulations for allowing this 5-5 portal to be a greater step into your golden age era. All right, I'm sending you love and hugs. I'm Dill Divine, your friendly neighborhood queer muse, oracle, and soul guide, and I'll be back soon.